Alright, we're gonna try this. Large cemetery here. I am in my vehicle. No through traffic. My ass, you ought to see the people that fly through here. So where I'm sitting right now, the previous video, Potter's Field is just over behind and to the right of me. Literally one of the places. Alright, we're gonna cross over to the good side of the tracks. The gate here officially enters Silverbrook Cemetery. We're gonna make a right here. What we're looking at here is the Laurel Hill section. Now, the funny thing is that, you'd think, okay, well, this is the newest section or something. No. This is quite old as well. I don't get the layout of this place. Not sure what they were thinking. It's very, very strange. Off there in the background, you can see a lot of bamboo. And the person who introduced bamboo to Anderson is actually buried in this cemetery. They've cleaned a little bit up down there. I don't remember the name. If I remember it, I'll see what I can find. Nothing really overly exciting here. This is a somewhat unmarked area of fair number of graves that are not marked. I mean, obviously the majority are. This cemetery is full, slap full. You can't buy any more plots here. All the plots have been sold. Not all of them have been used. You know how that goes. Fairly well marked. I mean, for what it is, pretty well. You get down here into this section, it's a lot of tipped over markers. A huge hill here. I guess that's why they called it Laurel Hill. Anyway, all right, that's about all there is to see. There's this one last little marker that just kind of sits out there all by its lonesome. All right, so nothing in here off to the distance there. You can see a couple of the other sections. The section we're going to be going by here is Brookside because, hey, there's a brook. It's beside it. How about that? It's over here on the right, but we're gonna make a left and just kind of follow down here, the creek here a little bit. A lot of rain here the last couple of weeks, so there is some water flowing there, and we got some standing water here as well. Kind of neat there. You got a tree that's growing in the water. Vines hanging down. Will mention they have done some cleanup on this place. I can tell from old pictures taken here, they really kind of let this place go a little bit. Grass growing up, shrubberies, neat. People planted shrubs. I've not figured this out yet, but two little benches there, just sitting there. They put in, I'm trying to get this where you'll be able to hear me in the wind as I hold this thing out. My driver's side window isn't too bad. We're coming up on the Edgewood section here. Very, very poorly done. A lot of unmarked ones here. Not good at all. As we turn around, although all things get said, that is not the worst section here. Over here on the left should be the Hollywood section. Alright, now here's the part where you get to look out the front window. That is the Brookside section over here. Why it's called Hollywood, I have no idea. My great-grandparents, great-great-grandparents. So it's my grandmother's grandparents in Chicago are buried in Moose section of Glen Oak Cemetery up there. How they come up with the names for these sections sometimes, I'm telling you. Alright, let's see here. Don't want the video to die. Let's see here. There we go. Alright, making sure. So again, Brookside over here. Now this right here is Oakwood. A little small section up towards the top. Very well laid out cemetery. For the most part, there's a few sections. And it's bizarre. You see, someone who died in 1930, and right beside them, their grandkids are in the plot. I mean, I guess that's not too horribly weird. It's just weird. Always seems right near the roads are where you got a lot of graves that are not marked. Over here, I'm going to go to the right of this one, so you can hopefully see this. And we're getting into the evening sun. Sorry about that. Right here, there's just a plot in the middle of the road. Jones. 3 graves in there. One of them fairly new. Alright, so we'll go down here, and they all kind of look the same. I'm going to stop and take a look at a couple of these crypts / mausoleums so that you can see those. This, I believe, is the northern slope, or north section. And I forget the name of the section right next to it. We're going to stop here and take a look at the Watkins plots. There's a couple of neat style graves here just to show you, so we'll stop here and get out and have a look. So an awful lot of these tomb style markers, I guess, I don't know exactly what to call them. A lot of them are white marble, some of them are granite, but just an awful lot of these around here. These are the Watson graves, Jim Gray Watson. We're going to take a look over here at the Watkins Mausoleum. They just bought a big plot here and had a mausoleum built. Doors are locked, but maybe we can get the camera up here and maybe you can see in here a little bit. You can see the stained glass back there. Don't know if you're going to be able to read the names, but it's Maud Wakefield Watson. The bottom crypt appears to be Caroline Wakefield, sorry. Maud Wakefield Watkins, Nanny Harkness, wife of M.B. Clinkscales. The topmost crypt has no markings. Over here, no markings on the top crypt. Maggie Parker. Federal Judge Henry Hitt Watkins. And John A. Wakefield at the bottom there. And you can see the statue in there. Sorry, I hope I'm not doing this horribly. Back up here. Yeah, I've seen a lot of these too here on the corners. Yeah, I think a lot of folks would plant shrubberies, and that's what those were for. Just get a good full-on view of the mausoleum here. You can tell that they came in here, and a lot of those they have either completely cut out because nobody's been keeping up with them for quite a number of years, or they've severely trimmed them. More tomb style markers over there. There's another style I want to show. I'm not sure if we'll have any. I love the wrought iron here. Y'all have heard me say that before. Wrought iron goes in southern cemeteries like magnolia trees, you gotta have it. This grave right here, which is Miss U.S. Tucker. See the vase there at the end has broken, probably from freezing. Here we go. This is not exactly, these are the styles that I was wanting to show you. So you see this WBW, and usually, this one doesn't, but usually the majority of these that I've seen around here, they actually have the name and dates engraved on this. White marble, all of them. This one would be William B. Watson. These are a little unusual, having the raised place up there with the names. Seybt? S-E-Y-B-T. Huh. But there's a wrought iron, and you can see the Catlett name. I love those. Nice memorial right there. Not really any obelisks. Not really any hugely special markers here. Nothing that's massively unique. A lot of different styles. So right here is an infant marker, but you can see the name and the dates written around it. Not just infants have those here. Wind is blowing today, so I hope. Again, I can't do much about the wind, so sorry. Samuel Marshall Orr, and you can see the old Roman U, I guess. Alright, we get back in the vehicle. Over here is the Western Slope and Pinehurst sections. That Western Slope is probably the worst as far as damaged markers, unmarked, that kind of thing. We'll get a little closer look at it in a bit. Alright. So I do want to go back over there towards Hollywood and show you one of the tombs there. You can see another mausoleum right there, the Osborne Mausoleum. That's pretty much the same as the one we just came from. Let's see here. How are we going to get there? We're going to go down this way. A couple of really big ones here. You can see there the big Sullivan markers. And take a look at this Bleckley one. Look at that. I don't know if her hand has fallen off or she never had one, but she only got one hand now. I don't know if you can see that. I don't really have the ability to zoom in on it. Around here, this is kind of one of the areas that have the biggest, most ornate markers around here. That's reeds. That seems to be in good condition. Directly in front of us is what's known as the Sunny Slope section. This is Brookside, no, that's Edgeview, we were just about to run into, and that, I believe, okay, maybe this thing's in Brookside. Yeah, because this would be Hollywood over to our left. There you go, another angel there in the distance, you can see it. We're going to stop here and look at this one real quick. So this is a tomb. I don't see a whole lot of those around here. So here it is, and you can see it's the Menes tomb, 1940, M-E-N-E-E-S. And markers here on the outside. I presume that there are 12 spots for people to be here, and I don't think they're going to make it, because you've got the latest one in here died in 1962. I'm going to assume that the rest of this is not going to get used, but it's just kind of interesting. I mean, you see here how they, you know, I guess they chiseled that out, and you know, when they put it back in, just kind of like patched it up. I don't know how this actually works, but it's interesting. You can tell here on the side, this thing was painted white. The paint is gone. Little itty pieces, but you also see these little pipes coming out here, which I presume are drain pipes, so that once somebody goes in there, if they go boom, the gases and liquids have a place to run out. You can see on the corner there's some damage. Right here, I don't know the story behind this, but we've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, about 7 graves of Civil War soldiers. Don't know if they thought, hey, we're going to make this a section, if these people were mostly, you know, broke at the time and they were buried here and then government marker was put up. I don't know the story behind that. Alright, we're going to pop back in here. So there's the back side of the second, and off there in the distance is the first mausoleum that we stopped at. Alright. So again, this should be Hollywood on our right, and that you're not looking at, and you're staring at well, let's see, that would be North View. Edgewood? Yeah, I think it might be Edgewood. Alright, well, so we're going to go down here and we're going to swing by Western Slope, and this is the Western Slope's kind of the worst area of them all, so far as things being unmarked, especially this side of it. So you can see here, now that plot, I've identified the other 2 people in it, unmarked. All down through here, you'll see, you know, right there you can see a grave that's unmarked. That one actually does have engravings on the concrete. I ain't gonna last all that long. Toppled, you know, just a mess down here. You know, that plot, half of it's gone, and I think there's somebody in there. That's an example of the shrubs that they have trimmed back. I'm sure that thing was quite large. See there, the half buried marker. It's definitely a slope, and it's a problem. But a lot of very old graves here. I think right around this area, yeah, you can see over there. I'm gonna stop and get out, but there are a whole bunch of infant graves there. You can kind of see the bricks outlining them. I think this was a Babyland section around turn of the century, and you know, if they were ever marked, they're well gone now. That's an interesting grave right there. I got the sun right in the way, but yeah, they were built on bricks. Right there, you got 2 people interred there, just temporary markers. Come on up through here. Another grave, just temporary markers. So now as we get up to the top of the slope, it's a lot better up here. This is actually, this part is definitely the western slope, but as we come back around here and go down, somewhere right around here, this section stops being western slope. We're going to stop there and get you see that Moore Wilson memorial there in the background. Right around here it becomes Pinehurst. There's not actually a good way to tell where one ends and the other one begins. So I can guarantee what you're looking at now is Pinehurst, but exactly when it became Pinehurst, I don't know. A lot of trees around here, a lot of branches fall. Good news, no trees falling onto markers or anything like that. You see off there, we got another crypt kind of in the distance there. This should be Magnolia section. It's either Summit or Magnolia. You know what? Hold on. Let's pull right up here because there's the map. And yeah, Magnolia is directly in front of the entrance, which is right there. So that is Magnolia. You can see Pinehurst, some Western Slope, Northview, Evergreen, Edgewood, all those we've already gone. You see Potter's Field. I assume you can see that. Potter's Field is considered part of the cemetery, but Find the Grave does not consider it part of the cemetery. Long story. Again, Magnolia here. I haven't seen an actual magnolia tree in there, so if there is one, I'd say they've been cut down. Wrought iron there. There are a decent number of people in here that were moved here from churches that were flooded when dams were built, lakes happened. We're looking at the Sunny Slope section right here. Over here to our right is Hillcrest, and nothing. You can see how the shrubberies have been trimmed. Good amount of age on the stones. I actually saw somebody with the city out here power washing some of the graves. That's not good, but at least they're doing something. Okay, over here we're looking at the South View. I think it's South View section, and this is back here is Babyland, basically from the 50s to the 80s. That's where all the infants went. This now becomes regular graves. And this section runs all the way along the main road. Over here on the right is the top side of Hillcrest. Wow, sun is in the worst position. Alright, here we're just looking at the South View section. It goes all the way down to the entrance. Well, the Greeks put up some monuments, don't they? Now, we got somebody in the road here. Let's see if we can get around them. So we're still here looking at the South View section. Oh, Lord, I'm at 24 minutes here. All right. Well, we only got about one or two more sections to cover here. Alright, coming around. Big plots on this side. And, again, every type of marker you can imagine is here. Again, still an active cemetery. It's just out of plots, so you can't buy one. But if your family's bought one, you can still go in here. It's the cemetery office, which is no longer used. And over here is the West View section. Really, I kind of chalk this one up about the same as the South View section. Pretty much the same. We're gonna go, it continues on around there. We'll pick it up in just a second. Over here is the Summit section, I believe it is. We do have a tomb down here, interesting tomb. This right here seems to be like the Jewish section. Seligman, yeah, there's a lot of names, a lot of Star Davids around here. But Tucker, so it's Frances Clementine Garrison, wife of Harper A. Tucker. That is written on the door, and the door is sealed. So I am assuming that is her tomb, and wow, she got it begging. So as we come around here on the right, still the Western View / Pinehurst, and Western Slope Pinehurst. As we come around here, that's up there to the right. This is where Westview starts. And as we go up the road here, the sun. You can see out there are two trees that are rather big. But you'll find a lot of places around here where they've cut things back. Let's see if I can get you over there. Westview. Put the window down there. You don't have to see through my nasty ass windows. Again, not a whole lot special there. It continues all the way up to the main road. And then we have one more crypt. See these bushes very recently, I'd say like October or so. The O'Donnell crypt there, really about the same as the ones you've already seen, so I'm not going to pop out and look at those. One above ground tomb over there, and then we're just coming back around here. I'll show you two more tombs here. If I can remember where they are. I know where this one is because I'm about to run over it. So right here, Hazel Louise Jackson Simmons. She got an above ground tomb. And let's see, you come in the entrance. Okay. Magnolia section again. Here we're going by stuff we've already seen. There's our map. And there's a piece of plastic blowing around. And Magnolia, yeah, right here in front of us. We have, let's see it as it comes up here on the left. Again, another carpenter's got a grave here just right in the middle. These folks seem to be still alive. Sally Logan and George Patrick Carpenter. I suppose when they pass away, they will go in there. But that is it. We're heading back down here. This should be, it's probably Pinehurst right here. We're going to come down by this is Edgewood right here. And straight ahead will take us where we go to Laurel Hill. There's our bamboo again. A lot of bamboo over on Western Slope as well. And here is Laurel Hill. And we cross over to the bad side of the tracks again. And this is Potter's Field. And I showed you all this in the last video. And as we come up here, basically across the street here, technically, I think I make a left here and cross the street down there is New Silverbrook. That's where I got to get started next.